of sheds, Gordon and Henry were talking, and it was James. He was heading towards the sheds, but it was too late to do anything now. What on earth? Luckily, no one was hurt, but the whole engine shed was a complete wreck. The engine's home was ruined. Gordon and Henry were surprised and very cross with James. Then the Fat Controller arrived. "James," he boomed crossly, "I'm surprised at you. You should know that going fast backwards is dangerous for tender engines." "Yes, sir," James grunted dizzily. "Now where are we gonna sleep?" grumbled Gordon. "Yeah," replied Henry. "I mean, what if it rains again? We'll have to sleep outside," he fumed crossly. "Now, don't panic, everyone," said the Fat Controller, trying to calm everyone down. Then he continued his conversation with James. "You really need to be careful, James. You're a big engine, and you can't go fast backwards. It's a good thing that Percy's script involves building a new engine shed, which is exactly what we're going to do, and hopefully we'll make it crash-proof. And in the meantime, you'll work at the quarry with Toby, Mavis, and the twins until I can trust you again." "Yes, sir," James groaned. After the Fat Controller left, Thomas arrived. "Oh dear, what happened here?" he asked. James looked at Thomas. "Edie, Thomas, why didn't you tell the Fat Controller it was your fault and not mine?" "What, my fault?" asked Thomas. "Yeah, duh. You bumped the trucks into me," fumed James crossly. "I didn't bump them into you," replied Thomas. "You did. Didn't. Did not. Did too." Before long, James was back on the rails, but he was so cross he didn't stay at Tidmouth Sheds that night. He went to sleep at Knapford Sheds. That night, the engines had no choice but to sleep outside in the yard, next to the sheds. It was a cold and windy night. All we could do was look at the ruined, wrecked sheds. They all wished they could have their home back. The next morning, Oscar and the Fat Controller came to Tidmouth Sheds with some exciting news. "Me, Oscar, and Miss Kenny have all drawn up plans for the new engine shed," he said. "It'll be just like the old one, except it'll be longer and more spacious than ever." "Wow!" exclaimed Henry. Soon the work on the sheds had started. Jack and the pack cleared away the broken rubble from the old sheds and loaded it into Thomas's trucks. Max and Monty were very careful not to say anything hurtful to Thomas, in case he might try and chase them again. Meanwhile, James was having a terrible time at the quarry. He wasn't thinking about work. All he could think about was Thomas being the star of a film. "Ouch! That bumped my buffers. It really hurt," moaned James. "Be careful," scolded Toby, "and stop thinking about Thomas, the accident, or the film." James tried thinking about dogs. He tried thinking about cars. He tried thinking about anything but Thomas, the wrecked engine shed, the film, or Thomas becoming a film star. But it didn't work. He still fumed crossly around the quarry. "I want to star in the film too," he grumbled. "Just be happy you're getting a new engine shed," said Mavis. "But that's not the point. The reason I'm here is because of Thomas. I always get blamed for something I do, and Thomas never gets into trouble. I crashed, and I get into trouble. Thomas crashed, and it's bad luck, Thomas. It's just not fair," James huffed. He was so cross, and without realizing, he reached up all over Mavis. Ugh, James, fumed Mavis. Oops, sorry, spluttered James. Bill and Ben, who saw everything, laughed out loudly. A few days later, the sheds were nearly finished. All we got to do now is add the doors. James' driver could tell that James was still in a bad mood. Thomas arrived. He had come to pick up the new doors for the new engine sheds, and then the sheds would be complete. But James was in his way, and the trucks were behind him. Excuse me, James. Can you... interrupted James grumpily. Look, James, I know you're still cross, but we're still friends, aren't we? Asked Thomas. No, we're not, Thomas. James fumed angrily. It was your fault, but I had to take the blame. But how can it be my fault? I told you, you bumped the trucks into me. I didn't. You just got in the way. I wasn't in the way. You're just the selfish engine I've ever known. And what's that supposed to mean? Fumed Thomas crossly. It means you're a boring, rhyming, selfish, stupid idiot with no education and advice. Thomas turned crosser and crosser. You've been asking for this for a long time, and this is what you get for not shutting your mouth. Later, Edward, Donald and Douglas pulled the two engines clear of a breakdown train. Luckily, no one was hurt, but the shed doors inside the trucks were all ruined. 3 of them were wrecked, but the others were all right. How did this happen? Asked the Fat Controller. I've done a really stupid thing, replied Thomas. No, it's my fault, answered James. No, it wasn't, retorted Thomas. Yes, it was, puffed James. Hang on, you two. You better tell me what it's all about first. Well, I wanted to show James that I'm not a selfish, silly little engine, so I gave him a bump to shut him up. Oh, honestly, Thomas, that wasn't very smart of you, was it? Said the Fat Controller crossly. It wasn't Thomas's idea. It was mine, replied James. It doesn't matter, retorted Thomas. It was me that did it, so it's my fault. I'm sorry, sir. As long as you're all right, sighed the Fat Controller. I have a feeling that you two haven't got along with each other lately ever since that accident. What are we going to do? Do you mind if I borrow Thomas and James, sir, just to sort the argument out? Oh, that'll be great, Oscar, said the Fat Controller. But, sir, what about the doors? We haven't got any spare doors now. Oh, man. James felt worse than ever. Because of us, we're now short of doors for the new engine shed. Later, Oscar showed them the footage that happened on the day of the accident. They showed the clip where Thomas had bumped the trucks, and the bit where James had a runaway. But in the end, it was both engines' fault, because Thomas had bumped the trucks, and James had gotten in the way of the runaway siding. That evening, the engines went to see the Fat Controller. They were surprised and delighted. The sheds have been built again. Oh, sir, they're the best-looking engine sheds ever, said Gordon happily. They look amazing, agreed Henry. There's just one last thing to do. But James was still looking puzzled. Why didn't you let me take the blame earlier, Thomas? He asked. Well, it was my fault, said Thomas. Yeah, but after what happened earlier, it looks like that crashing into the sheds was really my fault. I shouldn't have gotten away with the runaway siding, and I shouldn't have reversed faster and faster. It was really dangerous of me. And I'm sorry for giving you a hard time, Thomas. but I've got a way to make it up to you. Oh? How? Asked Thomas. Well, the last space hasn't got a door, so I'm going to take that space and let you have the one with the door. Oh, thank you, James. But then Thomas had a running thought. But then you'll get wet if it rains, and it will be my fault. No, it's my idea, so it will be my fault. No, it'll be me that's doing it, so it will be my fault. Yeah, but you'll be doing it because I said so, so it will be my fault. Hey, calm down, you two, replied the Fat Controller. You don't need to worry. Yes. We had 3 spare ones, so all it took was a quick lick of green paint. Percy, can you move that truck out of the shed? Okay, sir, puffed Percy. He puffed over onto the turntable and coupled up to the truck. And as he pulled it out of the shed, Thomas and James gasped. There was the spare shed door. They were now very happy. Now the sheds were complete. Now no one's going to get wet, said the Fat Controller. And best of all, it's no one's fault. Not even mine, tooted James. And all the engines laughed. Thomas and James smiled happily. It was good to be friends again. And they decided that in future they will be careful near engine sheds.